Good evening, friends. Last lectures in our SY BCom semester 4, we studied the problem number 4, which are related to the our topic, and the name of the topic was pre-incorporation and post-incorporation period. How we will calculate our net profit. In problem number 4, we solve how to calculate sales ratio and time ratio. Now we will move further. We got the time ratio 1:2 and sales ratio 1:3. Now we are going to prepare statement showing profit and loss of, it's not a Baneshwar, it's other Amai Limited. Limited for the year ended 31st. It's a March 2021, and we prepare vertical form of profit and loss account. We will write here gross profit. How much value of gross profit in our problem they are provided? 19,20,000. This gross profit we have to put here. Now this gross profit we will distribute it as per the sales ratio. Sales ratio is 1:3. We already calculated the sales ratio. It is 1:3 is there. The same sales ratio we will use, and we will find out how much value of the pre-incorporation and post-incorporation period gross profit. Here 4,80,000 for pre-incorporation period gross profit, and post-incorporation period gross profit is 1,44,000 or 14,40,000. 14,40,000. Now there is no any other kind of income. So total of this gross profit, same amount, we have to consider as a total income. Then friends, we have to deduct expenses. We will deduct the expenses. The expenses first is director's fees 98,000. Director fees 98,000. So we will write here director's fees. It is put in our directly post incorporation column because it is expenses related to the after incorporation. Therefore it is allocated directly to the post incorporation column. After that, next item in our statement of profit and loss, rent 1,71,000. Rent 1,71,000 we have to put here. Now friends, generally rent is allocated on the basis of time ratio. Rent is allocated on the basis of time ratio, or floor space occupied, on the basis of floor space occupied. Now what they are provided in adjustment, they are provided information about the rent. Rent is paid based on floor space occupied. It means how much space is occupied by the company. That basis we have to consider. Floor space occupied was double in the post incorporation period. It was double. So we will find out the floor space occupied. The rent is 1,71,000. Now we will consider about the period post incorporation and pre incorporation period. Now they says that from post incorporation period it was double, so we will keep from August to March, this particular post incorporation period we will keep 2 because it was double. It means as compared to pre period, so pre period rent was single and post period rent was double. So we have to find out total of pre and post period. We will find out this pre and post period total. So if you see that the total we got, that is 4:16. Pre incorporation period rent is 4, this total, and post incorporation period rent is 16. Now we have to again divided 4 ones are 4, 4 fours are 16. So rent we will allocate it on the basis of 1:4 ratio. Rent we will allocate it on the basis of 1:4 ratio. So we will allocate this rent to 1,71,000 into 1 divided by 5, and 1,71,000 into 4 divided by 5. The pre-incorporation rent 34,200 and post-incorporation rent 1,36,800. Now next expenses, bad debts. Now what they are provided for bad debts? Bad debts generally they are provided 24,000, and in our adjustment they are provided the information of the bad debts. Bad debts rupees 1,000 were in respect of the sales affected 2 years ago. The 1,000 is sales affected 2 years ago. From this 24,000, 1,000 amount it is related to the 2 years ago. Whenever the 2 years ago's bad debt is there, so this 1,000 bad debt we can say that it is a pre-incorporation bad debts. This particular bad debts is, we can say that, pre-incorporation period bad debts. Okay, fine. Now total bad debts were 24,000. From this 24,000 pre-incorporation period bad debts, we have to deduct total bad debts was 24,000. From this 2 years ago bad debt was 1,000. It is considered as a pre-incorporation period bad debts. Now we have to find out the remaining bad debts. 24,000 minus 1,000. The remaining bad debts are, it's very simple to calculate, it is 23,000. It is 23,000. Now from this particular bad debts we have to allocate on the basis of pre and post incorporation by way of using sales ratio. We will use sales ratio and we will allocate the period pre and post incorporation. The sales ratio, that is, we know that it is 1:3. So 23,000 we will allocate it on the basis of sales ratio. So whenever we calculated 23,000 into 1 divided by 4, the pre-incorporation period bad debts will come, that is 5750, and 23,000 into 3 divided by 4, so you will get the post incorporation period bad debts. So 1,000 pre-incorporation period bad debt plus 5750. So we will get the value of pre-incorporation period bad debts were 6750 and post-incorporation period bad debts same as it is 17,250. So we will write these bad debts in our statement. As per the working note, we write here allocation pre-incorporation period 6750, post-incorporation period 17,250. Then after that, after recording, next item, it is salary. Salary, what they are provided, see that salary rupees 3,66,000, and they says that Mr. Among was a working partner in the firm entitled to a remuneration at the rate rupees 24,000 per month. From 1st August 2020, he was made the managing director of the company and was entitled to a salary at the rate rupees 30,000 per month. The remaining salary is to two clerks employed during the period from 1st July 2020 to 30th November 2020. The salary they are provided in our problem, if you see that they are provided 3,66,000. From this 3,66,000, salary is related to the Mr. Among and two clerks. So how we will allocate this? Salary rupees 3,66,000. We should allocate pre and post period. The pre period you know that, post period also we know that. This says that among salary, so 24,000 per month, and from August onwards it became 30,000 per month. If you see the sentence what they are provided, Among was a working partner, he received the 24,000 per month, and from August onwards he received 30,000 per month. So we will put here salary, Among salary 24,000 per month, then from August onwards he received 30,000 per month. So how many months? 24,000 he received 4 months. The pre-incorporation period 4 months, 96,000. And how many months he received the 30,000 per month salary? 8 months. If you calculate the 8 months is the 2,40,000. The Among salary 96,000 and 2,40,000. Now friends, in our statement, total salary was 3,66,000. Total Among salary 96,000 plus 2,40,000. 96,000 plus 2,40,000. It means Among salary received 3,66,000. Now friends, remaining salary we have to find out. Remaining salary means what? Total salary minus Among salary. Among salary, this is a total salary, and total salary is 3,66,000 and Among salary 3,36,000. The remaining salary 30,000. Now this remaining salary is to be two clerks employed during the 1st July 2020 to 30th November 2020. Remaining salary which is related to the two clerks. So two clerks salary is remain. Now, and this particular period also they are provided 30,000 to July to November. How many months salary? July, August, September, October, November. 5 months. So 30,000 divided by 5. So 6,000 per month to clerk salary. So we will write again pre-period and post-period. In that we have to calculate salary from July to November. So July 6,000, August 6,000, September, October and November 6,000. So July, this particular month belonging to pre-period, of the 2 clerk salary pre-period 6,000 and post incorporation period 2 clerk salary 6,000 into 4 months, so 24,000. The 2 clerk salary 6,000 and 24,000, and amount salary we received here 96,000 and 2,40,000. These things we should write in our statement showing profit and loss. See that, friends, we write these particular values of the salary. Then after that, next amount is interest on debentures 48,000. It is also expenses related to the post incorporation period. So therefore it is put in post incorporation column. Depreciation allocated on the basis of time ratio. So time ratio is 1:2. The pre-incorporation period 44,000 and post-incorporation period 88,000. Preliminary expenses is expenses related to the post-incorporation. General expenses we have to allocate on the basis of time ratio. Commission on sale we have to allocate on the basis of sales ratio 1:3. Printing and stationery also allocate on the basis of time ratio. Advertisement expenses we have to allocate on the basis of sales ratio. Audit fee we will allocate on the basis of time ratio. Carriage outwards sales ratio. Electricity charges and insurance premium also allocate on the basis of time ratio. Then friends, we should find out the total. We have to find out the total then friends, we have to find out the total of expenses. So total income we got, total income 4,80,000 in pre-incorporation period. And what about the pre-incorporation period expenses? 4,81,067. What about the post-incorporation period? Total income 14,40,000 and expenses 14,38,933. Now we have to find out whether we earn profit or loss. How we will find out? $4,80,000 minus 4,81,067. We will get the minus value. We will get the minus value. It is considered as a net loss. It is considered as a net loss. This particular value we can round it. This 1067 is a net loss in pre-incorporation period. Pre-incorporation net loss we will transfer to goodwill account. Friends, you should keep in mind pre-incorporation period net loss transferred to goodwill account, and we have to find out the post incorporation. Is there any profit or loss? 14 lakh 40,000 minus 14 lakh 93,000 38,933. So they got 1067. It is a net profit. It is a net profit. See friends, so net loss in pre-incorporation period and net profit in post-incorporation period. Net loss transferred to goodwill account, and net profit we will transfer to profit and loss account. So I hope you understood how we will solve our problem. First of all, we should know about the dates, then we should find out the time ratio, sales ratio. We will use the adjustments audit fee for entire period. That's why we have to put as a time ratio, bad dates and salaries that we have discussed. Rent also we have discussed, and we calculate the ratios. So this ratio and working note is very important while preparing these kinds of statement. So I hope you understood to how to prepare statement showing profit and loss. The profit will be transferred to the capital reserve account, and loss will be transferred to the goodwill account. The goodwill account loss we recorded, we put as this will be transferred to the goodwill account. So friends, I hope you understood this problem. We completed the practical problems. 4 practical problems we completed. Now friends, we are going to learn some other important chapters which are very important for exam point of view. 4 is not enough, but you should practice. You have to write in your notebook, solve the problems. If it is any query related to the pre and post, you can put in our WhatsApp group also. So we completed this profit prior to incorporation. Next time, next lectures, we will start the new topic, no new chapter. That time we will discuss. We have today 2 lectures, but first lectures you have to understand the entire theme of problem number 4, and then after that you have to write on your notebook and use your calculator and find out the values. Then you can easily understand what kind of treatments are there, how we will allocate the expenses in pre period and post period. Okay, thank you.